Dude on the right's wearing a Thriller Bark shirt. They had better be the Moria player. They are. It is Tim Hines on the right. We got a Thriller Bark shirt. We got Moria sleeves. They are dedicated to the cause, and that makes me happier than you think it might. On the left, we've got Leon Christopher, who is going to be our lore player, going first, and they do get their turn 1 start they're looking for, that 1-cost Supernova Searcher Luffy.
Go. Can look for a Supernova other than a Monkey D. Luffy.
Honestly, it makes me so happy to see players who kind of pick a deck and then go all in, matching sleeves, matching shirt. It's completely unnecessary, but firstly, it's just fun. And secondly, from a stream standpoint, it just looks really good for us. So we do get the Luffy. We are now going off onto Tim's turn. We have 2 Don available. We're using one of them. And it's actually going to be an event card that we see coming out. It is Tempest Kick, which, well, right now it draws a card. It's not that good.
Yep.
I want another Tempest Kick, which draws another card. It gets way better if you got 10 cards in your trash, but you don't.
Well, I guess for now, early on, if he would keep those in hand until he has 10 cards in hand without Sindri, that's a very hard thing to do. So,
yeah.
Checking, no counter, no trigger.
Okay, here we go with Brook countering out of it. Luffy swing. Won the previous stream game. That Luffy swing didn't get off to a great start here. So now we had a couple of swings. One went through. We're tied at 4 life. Looks like we got a Moria swing. It's a naked swing here coming in 5k. Going into the Luffy, basically saying, look, I don't want you to have 2 viable swings. And a Kazan comes down here. Always fun seeing Kazan. Draws a car on play. But when attacking, you can give -4 cost. Also, fun fact, Tim has played 3 cards. Every one of them has drawn exactly 1 card for him.
And yeah, this Kuzan, probably one of my favorite arts of the whole One Piece. It's been there forever in all the black decks since OPO2. And yeah, the setup is there for the Moria already. We do have a Kuzan and we do have an Absalom in trash, so Leon definitely needs to take care of that Kuzan with Zeus. But here's the turn that I was talking about. We did see a bit of Hina in hand from the Moria, so Moria can do now the play with Hina for 3 Don, 1 Don on leader, and play Absalom. And this is something that I'm pretty sure that we will see. Here we go, -4.
It was Hina. There's the -4. And then, in theory, you want to let's have a look at the trash.
Yes. Is there an Absalom?
Well, we see the Don X1. We see the attack. And it is...
Yep.
Yeah, there's a couple of cards being trashed. Is it going to be the Atom? You got to think it is. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
I would have been very surprised if it wasn't the Absalom, but you got to wait for it to happen just in case. And it does KO a 2 cost or less if you return cards from your trash to the bottom of your deck. So getting an Absalom out, you got a 5k body on the board now. This is what we're talking about. Zombie Absalom is here, and we are already down to 2 life for the lore player.
Yes, but as mentioned yesterday and as well, Law doesn't mind going low in life and having all those cards in hand because we have the 8-cost kit again, an 8-cost kit strategy. However, we need to play a little bit different, I guess, against decks like Moria because they can KO kit as well without attacking on it because of, for example, Tempest Kick, Shigun, or finger pistol, however you want to call it, -3 and pop a 5-cost, which is definitely possible onto an 8-cost kit. And the green-yellow kit is not playing any defense like Tashigi, for example.
Not in the deck. We do have that 7-cost lore coming down, the secret rare lore, the one that did so much work for Kid in our previous stream game. It's not going to be coming back as a blocker this game, because that's not what lore does. Excuse me. there is still going to be a 9k body that can be sitting there and swinging.
Think about using his leader ability.
And leader
Yeah.
ability's kind of fun. Like I say, it's a classic kid thing whereby Don X1, activate main once per turn. As long as you got a total cost of characters of 5 or more, which you do because of the 7 cost kid alone, then you reveal the top card of your life. If it's a supernova character of a cost of 5 or less, you can play it. So very much, you know, cheating extra characters into play. It's the kind of thing Lord does so nicely. Now we are seeing the top card of their life being popped face up here. Bonnie. So here is that leader skill. You reveal the top card. It is a supernova. It does have a cost of 5 or less. So it is that Bonnie coming out quite nicely. Now we've got a nice blocker on the board as well.
Yep. No effect for Bonnie though, because not enough arrested cards for Leon. Of course, you're playing Moria, so he will definitely check his trash more than once this game.
I think that's a fair assumption to make there, Ruben. Yeah, you really need to, and you're playing against Moria, because they've got all of those skills that can play cards out of the trash. You do need to be really on top of what options your opponent has access to in their trash. It's very, very important. So we're checking hand size here. Looks like we're popping a Don down underneath that Moria. And then we are presumably going to be attacking. You need to pay 2 Don. Trash card from your hand, trash 2 cards from your deck. But then you get to play a character with a cost of 4 or less that is Thriller Bark. Looks like we've gone for the 4-cost Perona here. I say that like there aren't 2 different 4-cost Perona. But this is the one that makes your opponent trash a card from their hand.
Yes, and he is... seems like he's not using the ability to trash the card. I do think he is minusing 3 on the loss. So loss now a 4 cost. Because Perona is very flexible. You either make your opponent trash a card or you do -3 with the condition that your opponent has 5 cards or more in hand. So
Nice to have that. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that does open up potentially Finger Pistol if you've got access to it. That will bring Lord down into range of Finger Pistol. But right now, that is not what we're seeing. But again, we got that 5k Perona body on the board. We got Absalom, who's a 5k. So we are starting to put a little bit of pressure on.
we do see the new alt art from PRBO2 finger gun in hand for Tim.
It's a 4 cost, so he's got the Don available if he wants it.
Also matching Don, by the way.
Pardon?
Also matching Moria Don.
Yes, good shout. We have got the matching Moria Don there. Although he's not playing the full art of the Moria leader, so you got to think that's just an art choice because... Yeah,
It's the golden one. It's the golden one, so it's also...
Oh, it's a gold. Oh, I didn't even see that. So, okay,
Yeah.
so that is the optimal Gecko Moria leader. I take back my previous comment. We do now see, and it looks like we are now playing Finger Pistol to get rid of that law. So Perona brings the cost down to a manageable number, and then Finger Pistol is able to pop it. Really nice combo there. And of course, Perona got played using the leader skill from Moria. So just this deck, and you got to think Tim has probably been playing this Moria deck for a while. This has all the hallmarks of a player that's been sticking with this deck, so they are going to know the lines beautifully.
Do you think he laughs like Moria when he wins a game?
I really hope so. That would make me incredibly happy. We did see the Absalom go down, unfortunately, but now we get this 8-cost Kid coming down. It's rested. We've got the Don X1. Kid and Killer is going to come down to do a little bit of searching. But, yeah, having that Captain Kid, we've seen it on stream a couple times already this weekend. It grinds the game down to a halt. While it's got a Don and it is rested, all you can attack is the Captain Kid. You can't go after other characters. You cannot go after the leader. You have to go into that Kid. And it is worth noting that Finger Pistol, one option that you would have to get rid of something like Kid, has just been used. So maybe this is a really opportune time for Leon to pop that Kid down.
Well, You got rid of your finger gun, so I do wait finger pistol. So I do wonder if we can clear it. We have a lot of options in hand at least, but do we have the like we do have Rebecca. Rebecca can take back a Hina, that's -4. We do have a Tempest Kick, so Tempest Kick is -3. So
That's Brook territory, that is, at that point.
if we have an Upsilon or a Brook, we are able to get rid of this kid very easily. Because you're -4. Oh, you have the 4th Tempest Kick.
But there's Tempest Kick coming down quite nicely.
I guess Tempest Kick, Rebecca, Hina, leader ability, that's possible because that's 7, that's 8, that's only 8. So yeah, he has a lot of ways to get rid of this 8-cost kit.
If you're Leon, you've got to be a little bit annoyed here. She's like, well, hang on a second. I waited, I know you've used a bunch of Tempest Kick. I waited for you to use a finger pistol. Like, I put this kid down when I knew you'd use a bunch of the cards that may be trying to get rid of it. And it turns out you've just got plenty more anyway. But, well, I mean, you said it really well at the start, Ruben. This is the kind of deck that can deal with this kind of stuff.
But we do it this way, and this way we can still leader ability as well. Because this Moria, the 6-cost Moria is also giving Arrested Dawn to your leader, so you can still... So this basically, you're still playing another body as well. This is really, really good for Tim.
So we minus down the cost, and then we play Absalom using the new PRBO2 Gecko Moria. KO is a character with a cost of 2 or less. You brought the cost down to 2, and that meant that Absalom was able to come up and be like, oi, you, off the board. We done here. So, whereas in previous matchups on stream this weekend, we saw Kid come down and take control of the game, Tim is having none of it in this matchup. Kid did not even last a single turn. Already off the board, and now Tim's sitting there behind all of those Thriller characters, your Moria, your Perona, your Absalom, and yes, there's a Hina in there as well. Tim, very much with a better setup of the two players, already got Leon down to 1 life, which is fine if you've got a Kid, but there's no Kid there right now.
Yeah, this is a lot of pressure from Tim's side. Playing Hogback. And look at how white this board is. It's
Yeah, it's been sitting there quite nicely the entire time, pretty much. Yeah, and it does allow you to grab a Thriller Bark from your trash to your hand. So that's, giving yourself more options moving forward. I do like, when this deck's rolling, when it does what it does. It's another one of those decks, very much like we said with say, Lim, where it is very much a tribal deck. Because so many of these cards specifically recover Thriller Bark, it is a deck, I should say, where you are really going Thriller Bark. You need to go a bit more tribal. You can play like your Kazan, your Brook, your Rebecca, but you do need a certain number of Thriller Bark cards to really make it work. Restrict your options a little bit, but when it's rolling like this, it is rolling. We see a swing into life, which is going to work. We pass over to Leon, but it really does feel, looking at the board here, Leon is quite far behind in this game.
Tim is very, very ahead. Also, still having access in hand to Rebecca, Hina, Absalon is also very good to clean some stuff as well. And to stay positive for the green-yellow law, because you're at 0 life, you don't have to take life from Hody. Staying positive here.
Yeah. It's always nice when you get Hody without having to take life. We do have the Hody coming in. We see a couple of Dawn going down onto your leader, so that's going to give you a 7k swing somewhere on the board. And of course, we've rested characters down with Hody, so that gives us more options if we want to try board clearing. We do get the Hogback coming in here, taken out by Hody Jones, so 2 characters removed. Absalom by leader and Hogback by Hody Jones. Yeah, we haven't got rid of everything yet. Here comes, it's just a 1-cost Luffy Searcher. Trying to find yourself a new Supernova. What are we looking for, Ruben? What could turn this game?
Escape Conceit, I'm afraid. I don't think you can get there from the green-yellow law side. And you are playing a best of 3 with 45... Well, this game was very high pace, so you have time, but... most of the time when I'm in this situation, I do think that I have a 0 chance to come back. I'm just conceding and going to game 2. So I have more time to think through game 2 or 3 because
Agreed.
now it will be very hard. He can do this Hina -4 and he can do a very big swing with leader using the ability again to play Absalom and get rid of the Bonnie.
Looks
Doesn't
like
even matter, I think, how he swings.
No, we swing. Here we go. Here is that leader skill coming in. We do see a Kazan. That's discarded from hand. We see 2 cards discarded from the deck. Oh, one of which just happened to be an Absalom. So you might as well play the Absalom straight away there. That is, of course, then going to get a couple of cards back underneath your deck with the Absalom skill. That bounces off the Bonnie. So now there's no blocker on the board. And there's a bunch of swings still coming out. Hina gets 2 Dawn and does a swing.
Yes,
Is there any way Leon can...
7s. Does he play Room? 1 Dawn open. Oh, Astra, also a possibility.
Now we're going to see a swing with Verona with a couple of Dawn. He hasn't conceded yet, so we must think he has a chance of surviving through this turn. We got a Capone Beige coming down to counter. Not going to be enough by itself. He's deciding what to pair with it. And there we go. So it is a second Capone Beige that happens. But, I mean, can he really keep fending off these attacks? We now see the Gecko Moria's going to swing. And we see a counter with Zeus and with Bonnie. So he's still there for now. Absalom won't be swinging. I think Hina will be either. But you have made it through the turn.
Yes, but Moria is still at 4 life.
And a full board of characters. So, I agree. There is a point where you do need to think about the clock. And if you lose game 1, you want enough time for games 2 and 3. So there is a point where you need to think, I'm not winning this. It's open deck list, so I'm not even getting any information out of my opponent because it's literally open deck list. Sometimes it's worth carrying on playing to get information about what your opponent's got. But it's open deck list. You know what they've got. So at this stage, you don't really gain anything unless you think you've got kind of a good chance to win. And I think you're right here. We see Kid and Killer coming down. We see Luffy coming down. These are low-cost, low-power searchers. They can help you potentially get something. But, again, you've got no life. Your opponent's got 4. What are you looking for that can realistically swing this game back in your favor? Are you looking for another 8-cost kid? I mean, you can't play it this turn. You've used 3 Don. But also, kind of feels like Tim might be ready for an 8-cost kid at this point.
He can't get rid of it, but, well, not by effects at least. But, yeah, the Green-Yellow Law only has 2 cards in hand, so he can't even defend his kits. So I'm not sure what Leon is trying to do.
Player Law, he's going to bounce the card back. There's a replay for another. There's clearly something he's searching for here, Ruben. He's played 3 searching cards in this turn. He has gone and grabbed himself, I believe that's a Rowan or a Zoro. Is that going to swing
using
the game?
Leader ability, bouncing the Searcher. A play that you see very often when they are at 0 life. They're still bouncing the Searchers, so they have more counter in hand.
Good shout, to be honest with you. Pretty nice. We are getting rid of the Hina, and then the Hody Jones is going to swing in, and that's going to get rid of the Perona. There's still 4 swings coming back at you when we get to Tim's turn here. And if I'm seeing this correctly, there is 1 blocker on the board in that law. So there is 1 blocker you need to deal with. And then after that, your opponent's got 4 cards in hand. You can start doing some very big swings. Just need to get rid of that blocker to begin with. We have Rebecca, though.
Rebecca Hina.
I think Rebecca Hina might be what we're thinking here. It is Rebecca. It is Hina. So now we just need something to get rid of that law now that it's down to a very low cost. And of course, we have a leader skill that can play an Absalom. We've seen it like 4 times. We're pretty sure we know what's coming here. Is that another? No, we're trashing the Rebecca. Trashing 2 cards from hand. This is the leader skill, and it is another Absalom, which of course is going to then get rid of that blocker. 2 cards go to the bottom of your deck as Absalom tells you to do. Now there's no blocker, and this is the point where Tim goes, it's swinging time.
Yes, and Tim, although he knows that he has like 100% the game, he still keeps playing clean. He is just doing the correct cards to the bottom.
There is the fist bump. Sorry there, Ruben. Tim takes game 1. It took a little while. Moria finally broke through.
Very close. I do think this game that Green-Yellow Law will decide to go first. Second, I mean, because, yeah, last game, Moria went second. And exactly what I told you happened. It was Hina into Absalom to get rid of that Cavendish. That's just a big swing or turnaround from the game. You were playing like one of your best 5-cost Cavendish, and if that Cavendish takes 1 turn, you are in a very good spot. But because Hina Absalom happened, your opponent has 2 bodies with 5k power, and they removed your best 5-drop. So
absolutely. Well, we are here going off in game 2 of top 16. Tim is up 1-0. We're getting a bit of deja vu. We saw a Tempest kick to draw a card, and now we are over to Leon playing a 1-cost Perona. I know Tim does play a couple different Perona, but Leon gets some Perona help as well. This is that Searcher that we see. 1-drop Searcher. Go in and try and find a Slash-type character or green event. And we grabbed a yellow character, but I did not see what it was.
it was Basil Hawkins.
Thank you.
He looked... no, it was X-Drake. My bad.
X-Drake, yeah. X-Drake makes a lot of sense. He's got massive thought.
He's got
He would be a
X-Drake.
Smash character.
Yes.
Oh, and a second Perona goes and gets a Cavendish. So a lot of 1-drops coming around on both sides of the board here. And now we're back over to Tim on his free Don turn. What has he got cooking for this turn? Scott got the perfect curve going second, like you pointed out. He's made it all the way to top 16. So he is absolutely going to be able to play from going second, not having the dice. Here we go with the leader attack. Not getting a leader skills, just a naked swing for 5k. Goes through, takes a life. Oh, and it's Brook. We like Brook. And it's actually really fun because it dropped Perona down to a 0 cost and then immediately KOs it as well.
Yep. One of the best cards for
Anything.
almost any black deck. Like
Yeah.
Lucci played it. Moria's playing it. And Sakazuki played it even, I think. So,
Yes. Not a Thriller Bark card, despite the fact that obviously, Brook all over the Thriller Bark arc, but not a Thriller Bark pirate. So I suppose it makes sense. Just makes me a little bit sad, but it means it cannot be recovered by all of those skills. Here we see a 6k leader swing coming in from the law, and then we're going to have to see with Tim here how he responds to this. We counter with a Perona and a Dr. Hogback, and then we are back. We've got that X-Drake down on the board as well. So here we go. 5 Don turn from Tim. He's got Brook ready to go, which does have an on-attacking skill as well, so that Brook can absolutely keep going with that -1 and then KO. Very nice one to have on the board established. And it looks like we're starting off paying 1 Don. No, we're not. No, we are. We're putting a Don on Brook. We're going to have a 5k swing with Brook. We are. And looks like we are dropping... Okay, so we're dropping X-Drake down to a 2 cost.
no, we did the -1 on the Perona and popped the
Yes.
Perona with Brook. But a 5k swing into Hawkins was enough to
Thank you very
clear
much.
the board.
That was a good use of 1 Brook, 1 Don, getting rid of 2 characters, clearing the board. That'll do nicely. Following twice in a row they did the same thing against Perona. And Hogback, of course, got countered a minute ago, but you don't care if it's in the trash because you can play it using the leader skill. So Dr. Hogback comes right back, and that does then let you get a Thriller Bark card to hand as well.
Yes, and that good 6-cost Moria from PRB. Back to hands, because, yeah, you don't control what you're trashing from your deck, of course. Okay, so Law back with a lot of cards in hand, but no board. He needs to set up something nice right now, which is very possible with with a budget, I guess, is a very good card to have. But he has 0 cost on the field right now, and that's the sad part about it.
Well, we do manage to get rid of the Brook using the leader swing, so at least Brook's gone. Now Cavendish comes down, activates a couple of Don. This is one of the key cards in any green Supernova deck, Law included. So now the question is for Tim, have you got an answer to it next turn? Because that is going to keep coming back. You mentioned beige, you got beige there, Ruben, because we've got that now down on the board. I'll be honest with you,
It was very, very important to have the Cavendish with it. Otherwise, this was not possible. But yeah, now they can bounce even twice, like bounce with leader ability, bounce with the 5-cost law, play out some searchers, and here we go.
Bounce it to play the law. Of course, you know that's you're going to hit it. You're down to 1 life at this point because of leader skill and everything else. So can Tim take advantage like he did last game? Needs to try and get rid of that Cavendish. But we do have the Kid and Killer coming down, doing a search, getting that 8-cost Kid. And things are looking a little bit more awkward now because you've got the blocker law and you got the Cavendish you want to get rid of. And you know that 8-cost Kid is going to be incoming soon. Tim's got a plan for all of this because Leon's starting to get set up better than he did back in game 1.
Yes,
although he's not there yet.
We do have an Upsilon, but I don't think we have a Hina just yet, and that's the big problem for now, or this turn at least. So I guess if we do have a Perona, so I guess Perona can also do... So you bring back Perona with your leader ability, -3 on Cavendish, and then you play Upsilon from hand. I guess that's what he is thinking about.
Well, there's a trash from hand. There are 2 cards trash from the deck. That's what we need for this leader skill. Are we going to see the Perona? Yes, obviously we are. Now we can minus the cost there down onto the Cavendish, which means that an Absalom coming down will be enough to get rid of that Cavendish. And as we saw, you can't leave a Cavendish on the board unless you've got absolutely no choice. It's giving too much. Here is the Absalom, popping that Cavendish right away. And I'm kind of getting a bit of deja vu here, Ruben, because this is exactly what Tim was pulling off all game last game.
Yes, definitely. It's just... Your deck is so flexible, and you also have Rebecca still in hand, so you can, if you need a card back in hand, and you also have your 6-cost Moria. I think the only thing that he's really missing right now is like a Hina to -4 is a lot, of course. Tempest Kick are definitely not alive. You're not close to 10 cards in your trash just yet, because you played Upsilon to put 2 cards back, you played Hogback to put 2 cards back. So I don't think we are close to 10 cards in our trash. But yeah, slowly but steady, you are recovering the board. You now have 3 5k swingers into 1 life of green yellow law. However, they have a kit in hand, and we also know they have 7-cost law in hand, so they have a lot of options, of course.
Well, here comes that searcher Luffy looking for a Supernova card, and it is going to be that blocker law again. That's another one of these really old cards that has just stood the test of time. Came back around in OP01. It's a blocker, and you basically get to bounce a character to play a 3-cost, the classic law thing. Now we do see that 7-cost law come down, and it has put the blocker law to the top of the life. Now we are using the leader skill to bounce that Kid and Killer back to hand, get that counter back or potential searching in the future, while playing a 2nd blocker law. And then we see a Koshiro who also has blocker, and now Tim is staring down 3 blockers, and it's getting a little bit annoying at this stage. The only one that doesn't have blocker is that 7-cost law that can swing for 9.
Oh, a very good trigger for Tim.
Was a finger pistol. Gets that Koshiro straight off the board. That's got to be disheartening. When you set up that kind of board, you finally take your 2nd life, and your opponent's like, finger pistol, away with your blocker.
That was really good. The protection to protect your 5-cost, 5-cost law indeed, is now Oh, and there's now also a Hina on trash, so we are able to do the Rebecca Hina Absalom play to get rid of that active blocker law.
Yeah, you play Rebecca, that gets you your Hina back, and then you can use your leader skill to get your Absalom back. And that leader skill, because it's getting from the trash, you can just get Absalom back turn after turn after turn, which is exactly what we have been seeing. Looks like we're going to swing with Dr. Hog back here, just kind of into life, trying to bait out, see if that blocker is coming up, or at least whittle down some cards in hand.
Still quite some cards in hand from the...
Search of Luffy goes down, that's the counter.
Yeah, that finger pistol out of life. Ugh. That is just... that might have changed the game a lot, because otherwise you need to do like an Absalon first on that Koshiro, and now he can set up the game with Rebecca Hina Absalon potentially. Unless he wants to do it different, of course, but...
We got Perona swinging now for the moment. Going to resolve that, giving Leon more choices to make. There is still an active blocker. You got plenty of cards in hand, so you can counter, you can block, you can take the life if you want. You still do have a life remaining to give up. But either way, that Perona is swinging five. It's only 5k. It's not huge, but it is still giving a decision that needs to be made here. Here comes that Moria. Now we are playing that Hina. And now we are minusing onto the active blocker.
Yep. And I guess the Moria is indeed better than to play the Rebecca, because Moria is not restricted to bringing back only Thriller Bark. You can bring back any 4-cost or lower rested. So playing the Moria over the Rebecca, of course, a lot better. And now he will play the Absalon. He is trashing the Absalon first from hands, so it's definitely in the trash. There's no way it is. He isn't.
We've used a bunch of them. It is also worth noting, with Tim being quite ahead, you don't get the Rebecca blocker, but you do get that big body of Moria sitting there with a potential kind of 7k swing coming out next turn. So if you're looking to finish off the game, then yeah, absolutely get Moria over Rebecca. You're giving up a blocker. You're gaining a 7k body. I am down with that. So now the blocker has been taken out. The active blocker is gone. And now we see a swing, which I believe was counted out. We're going to swing with the Absalom here into the other. And looks like it's going into the other blocker lore here. Really trying to get... Yeah, we see the counter with Zeus.
Asking as many cards as possible, so that 8-cost kit is not a huge threat. Although it remains a very big threat, because there is a blocker, there are some cards in hand, but yeah.
Once again, we're in a similar situation to where we were last time. We've got a really well-established board from Tim, going wide from early in the game, keeping a lot of characters out there, putting on a lot of pressure, whittling down the life early from Leon, and taking advantage of all of those, you know, the classic black combo of reduce cost and then play skills to get rid of low-cost characters. We've seen Absalom about 47 times in this matchup already. We've seen Brooke, we've seen Hina coming out every other turn. So now Leon is having to try and navigate this. It didn't go well in game one. They were defeated in game one. So now the question is, what can they do to turn things around in game two? They've got, weirdly, leader lore, blocker lore, and 7-cost lore on the board. It's a bit of a lore party right now. But they need to, unfortunately, play defense and offense at the same time here to try and swing this game around.
And it seems like he is deciding not to play the 8-cost kit, and looks like he's pushing for lethal. We do know that he has Restat Law on hand, but going for game looks very optimistic to me. But or what is his game plan? Or is he gonna block her up and wants to win next turn?
He does play plenty of blockers in the deck, so that is an option if he wants to go there, if he's got the right cards. There are plenty of blockers in the deck with Law and Koshiro and Bonnie. He's not sure that Zoro's a blocker as well. You're certainly not short of blockers in the deck.
Ooh. Hard choice for Tim here. Do we defend? But we didn't defend the 8, so maybe he doesn't want to defend. Oh, he decides to defend the 9. Okay, so all the options for going for game are gone right now for Leon.
Not have enough swings to do it. We got a swing from the blocker Law coming in here. Looks like it's going into Perona. Tim just going to give that up. You're not giving up life. It's not your best character. You're going to be able to get another character out next turn. That's fine. We do see the restand Law coming down here, however.
One Dawn up. Is that to defend yourself with Asura, or do you want to do something with your leader ability? Because we do have the beige.
Yeah, that comes down, and shockingly enough, that's another blocker. Seriously, this deck is tripping blockers. So many of them. 2 established on the board right now. We are now using that leader ability, it looks like.
Okay.
There's none open at the moment. It's another beige. There's a beige coming down. Get 1 to hand, 1 out. So you've got no life remaining, but you do have 2 blockers established. But we know that Tim's deck has a lot of options for dealing with blockers without having to do the whole attacking into the malarkey. So, not got a huge amount of cards in hand.
So I do wonder if it's better to get that 2-cost blocker out instead of the 1 life, because now we use 3 Dawn for his leader. It makes and if I
Looks like
so
we counting out the Dom.
I think he used 1 Dawn. Wait, he used 3 for to attack 8. Then he used 5 to restand, so that's 8. Then he played 1 for beige and then used leader ability. So I think he rested 1 Dawn too much, but I don't think he has Asura on hand or something. But yeah, really wonder if he.
We've had swing from Moria. We've now got swing coming in from Hina. Only one of these needs to get through. We see beige, and that is X-Drake coming down as the counter. We now see Absalom swinging in. That's your last blocker off the board. There's no blocker remaining. We now see a second swing with Absalom here, which counters out, but there's not enough to do it. And that means that we are going to see B-GECKO Moria in the top 8 of the Utrecht regional here for the one-piece card game.